It's time for our headlines this morning. We'll be starting with the business day. Now, on the business day, we have Nation mourns as Buhari is laid to rest. Buhari championed social housing but left deficit untouched. All right, we have 6 universities, MTN, NDA, 16 others dump grid over blackouts. All right, still on the business day. Alright, that is it for the business day. We have rising investor confidence fuels new manufacturing investments. You can find that on page 31. Now I'm moving over to the Whistler. Buhari laid to rest in Daura with rider corpse arrived late from UK. He would have died since if treated in Nigerian hospital. This is from the spokesman. Lagos loses 1 trillion naira annually to traffic gridlock, says government. TikTok removes 3.6 million Nigerian videos for violations. Southwest NMA threat strike over unfavorable allowances. Alright, still on the Whistler, NNPCL, GAC and Akwa Ibom government signed $3.4 billion gas development agreement. You can find that on page 9. We have hence claimed 120,000 Nigerians from 2015 to 2023. This from PM. Alright, keeping 6 die in gun battle. Police arrest 5 other suspects. Now to the Daily Nation newspaper. We have Fahima Abdullah, IEBC vice chairperson, is a young woman of many firsts. Scandal of stolen free school funds. Mokom men such face probe over protests. The Daily Nation. Now to the Daily Times news. We have PIA delivers 16 bills, 50.8 trillion. Tinubu as others bid Buhari farewell. You can find that on page 2. Buhari's second tenure toughest for Southern Kaduna people, Apostle Kuri. Outrage as gunmen killed 27 in Plateau fresh attack. Alright, we have coalition on North. Obi will contest 2027 presidency, says Tanko. Recalling Senator Apoti Udwa not automatic from NAS. And finally, why we rejected Lagos LG polls results, this is from PDP. We're done with the Daily Times, now to the Blueprint newspaper. And on the Blueprint, we have task force impounds 280 motorcycle napep in FCT. WAFCON, Super Falcon better than Zambia, this is from Demehi. Again, gunmen attack Plateau community, kill 27, scores injured. We have Nigeria stands still as Buhari laid to rest in Daura with riders. Tinubu, Shetima, Guinea-Bissau, Nigerian leaders, others bid farewell. Oni of Ife, Etunupe, Saudi King, Crown Prince, Bemisola Saraki, Jibwis, others speak on ex-president's integrity, honesty. You can find that on pages 9, 14 and 15 of the Blueprint newspaper. And now to the Daily Monitor. On the Daily Monitor, we have NRM draws the line on primaries. Alright, and we have Uganda's elites and their pursuit of foreign birthrights. 20 officials named SHS 19B education scandal. Poachers become protectors of animals. Alright, and now to the Matrix newspaper. On the Matrix, we have NNPCL, GACN, Akwa Ibom government signed $3.5 billion on gas industrialization. That deal signed South-South's commitment to drive industrialization for shared prosperity. Reduced visa validity France presidency finally opens. Decision was based on current rate of visas by Nigerians. Ex-APC chairman John Oyegun GDC blames ruling party for his woes. onto the Daily Independent newspaper, we have Buhari, end of an man with many perspectives. Yes, UAE slur restrictions on Nigerians by cashew expansion drive. I 7.2 trillion naira into economy, with riders to reposition Nigeria as world largest producer. Target production capacity of 2 million MT by 2030. 17 years after spending 60 billion naira, digital switchover project still in limbo. Alright, Dangote urges wealthy Nigerians to invest in the country, says he defied odds to build $20 billion refinery. And finally, Ondo government firm to sign MOU on establishment of oil refinery. Moving over to the Daily Trust newspaper. On the Daily Trust, the headline we have is on how Buhari was honored and buried. And we have APC education and the digital future. Alright, that is it on the Daily Trust. And now to the Punch newspaper. On the Punch, we have marketers protest as Dangote moves to crash cooking gas price. Awujale's burial frees Yoruba kings from ritual slavery. This is from Oluwo on page 26. Still on the burial of President Buhari, we have final salute. Nigeria bids Buhari emotional farewell, with riders Tinubu, Akpabio, service chiefs, governors pay final respect amid tears. Tributes. Daura stands still as Katsina Airport records over 130 flights. Osibanjo ex-governors join African leaders. Saudi King Prince mourn Buhari. Nigeria's oil output soars of above OPEC quota. North Central states mobilize joint security to crush bandits. And finally, over 420 federal roads completed or in progress. This is from the federal government. And now to the Nigerian Tribune. On the Nigerian Tribune, we have gunmen kill 27, destroy farms, burn several houses in Plateau community. We have visa overstay, respect immigration regulations of host countries, FG tells Nigerians. Alright, we have the Patriots All-Inclusive Confer begins in Abuja, with riders delegates set to discuss future of constitutional democracy, plan to draft People's Constitution. You can find that on page 4. Now moving on to the Guardian newspaper. Alright, on the Guardian newspaper, we have Dangote faults capital flights, insists on investing in Nigeria. Leaders, friends, politicians unite in stately farewell for Buhari on page 6. Lawyers bicker as Ibas inaugurates boards, commissions. Senate declines Natasha's recall, insists no binding order. Nigeria meets OPEC quota first time in 5 months, falls short of 2025 benchmark. TikTok restricts 211 million offensive videos, removes 3.6 million from Nigeria. And finally, fresh Plateau onslaught claims 20, injures several. That is it on the Guardian newspaper and on our newspaper headlines this morning. And it's time for our review as always. Chris Maduka is in the studio. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Uche, and good morning, good people of the world. All the good spirit of people, you're welcome.
Yes. So mostly on our headlines this morning, we have the burial of our former president.
Yeah.
Yes, yesterday in his hometown, Daura.
Well, we joined all the people of the world who came to sympathize with Nigeria, to bid farewell to our ex-president, General Muhammadu Buhari, as he was laid to rest yesterday in his old town, ancestral home in Daura. We join everyone and pray that God will show him mercy and that the angels of heaven will continue to sing him to sleep.
Amen.
There is so much when headlines when some say laid to rest, some people say multitude of tributes. I can only say Nigeria, if Nigeria could now we have all bid Muhammad Buhari farewell. Let us allow him to rest, so that Nigeria could as well rest. There are so much issues, and Nigerians cannot rest even when the dead man is resting. The people are pounding several opinions, and then just like sometimes it was a tagline with Nigerian Senate. So Nigeria allows Muhammad Buhari to rest. At that time it was cool. The National Assembly allowed the poor people of Nigeria to breathe, because he has come, he has done his own bit, and he is gone. It's high time we now look in. Let us not live in limbo and then keep holding on onto a man who has, as far as I'm concerned, lived a fulfilled life. For any citizen of Nigeria to get to the level of achievement that General Muhammad Buhari achieved in Nigeria in life, that person could be described as, fulfilled human being. To be the head of the biggest African nation and you rule them twice, and then he could go into history as one of the greatest achievers in Nigeria, knowing the complexity and issues of Nigeria. There's not one thing. A statement was made, and let's not sweep it under. In Plateau, the gunmen, as people gather in Daura, bidding Buhari farewell, gunmen gathered in Plateau and bid another 12 citizens of Nigeria farewell without pomp and pageantry. Nobody will want to talk about that. Some of our national leaders will want to live in limbo, keep talking about Buhari, who has received his glory and his tributes. What about the citizens of Nigeria in Plateau that were killed just the same yesterday? And the newspapers are saying 12. And each time we have headlines and newspapers like that, I don't believe in those numbers. Could have been more. But even if there is a single Nigerian who died in that, it could have been better if you lie down in a London hospital and die, and your corpse is brought in with pomp and pageantry, and tributes will be running, instead of staying in your village in hardship and hunger, and somebody will come and murder you in cold blood, and nobody will talk about it. So Nigerians, while we are bidding farewell to our dear former leader, let us all look back at how life is being wasted without tributes, without heads gathering, without multiple. And by the way, somebody said, why do we have scanty messages from foreign leaders concerning our leader? Because I know when the Pope died, who is leader of Vatican, who is also beyond being leader of Catholic Church all over the world, is also a president in his own honor. I know how the tributes from foreign leaders were given. Why is our own scanty? We only hear Morocco, Saudi Arabia, and that, and then only what you find the Nigerian National Assembly and Katsina Airport recorded the highest number of flights ever in the history, and they were only Nigerians. And they made a record because they could have planned to fly his corpse from Katsina to Daura, but they went by road and they had about 1 hour 20 minutes drive, while the big men also with their private jets flew to Daura, whatever that means. But what I'm saying is that we didn't receive that on the sideline. We didn't, as we mourn Buhari and we have all mourning, we didn't receive enough tribute from across the world leaders. Is that saying anything? Does that smack of another thing that we as Nigerians need to know? Because my father said it's not only Udara tree that bears a fruit that always press the mouth. We should know what lesson does that mean. What is that the diplomatic world all kept silent, and only few people are sympathizing with Nigeria in this time of grief. Well, all said and done, goodbye, General Muhammadu Buhari.
All right, and now another headline that is making waves this morning is Akwa Ibom seals $3.5 billion gas deal with NNPC and GACN. It's all about gas industrialization in the states.
I'm only suspect of NNPCL being involved in the gas industrialization. Akwa Ibom were one of the first states in Nigeria that put up their airline. We have Ibom Air. Since that, Ibom Air is doing very well and getting a lot of money for Akwa Ibom. Now, when you say you want to go into gas, and you are going into gas and oil with a failed company, NNPCL is a failed company. Why should they always have a hand in anything Nigerians want to do with oil and gas? Why would Akwa Ibom go and establish gas industry? We don't want Akwa Ibom gas industry that is not seeing the light of air to end like Port Harcourt refinery. We end like Warri and Kaduna refinery. Why should we see blindness and enter into it? More than a feast in Anyapu, only quay or blow. NNPCL is failed, and they want to go and just liquidate the company and allow people who want to invest in oil and gas to come up. Everywhere they want to put their hand and drawing us back with their sleaze and corruption. They've not answered the National Assembly of over 200 trillion that is hanging over their head. They are looking for anybody who want to do gas. They will just go there and sit down. Must we? Dangote did oil and gas without them, and the success. It's high time we talk about it. They should, anybody who want to invest in oil and gas should think about people. NNPCL it cannot make anybody go further. You don't see a firm if they are doing successfully well. You say, what are we running with them? Why should they come and do oil and gas for anybody? That's my opinion.
But you know, Dangote is an individual. Akwa Ibom is a.
It is still when Nigeria is running an airline. Doesn't Nigeria own an airline that on paper? But Akwa Ibom and Enugu State are running airline. Are they not government? That's what I'm saying. There may be something I do not know. Which, if you know why I must go into oil and gas with why every state will go with NNPCL, tell me. I'm so that people kept us where we are. Unless somebody tells me NNPCL is not what to make in Nigeria buy oil. Now they say, okay, on the other side there's Dangote want to crash cooking gas.
Yes, he does.
And then the marketers are saying no. These are people we see. Nigerians, you don't know where your problems are. Who are the marketers? Ipuman, woman. I don't know what they are. Somebody said they want to make our life better, and they are crying foul. That is the people we are living in this country with. And they will come around, throwing money around, and we will be suffering, and they will smile into the bank. See what they are doing to Dangote. Each time they want to touch on the price of this, meaning they know what they are doing. These are people you want me to sit back here. Anybody who want to go into oil and gas to help the life of Akwa Ibom people, you must go with those people.
All right, let's look at on the Daily Independent. We have this headline on cashew expansion drive, and investors are eyeing 7.2 trillion naira inflow into the economy, saying that Nigeria is the world's largest producer, and you know all of that.
I when they say it, and they say in 2030.
Yes.
That's how Nigerian project always come. We remember Housing for All 2020. 2020, Nigeria went into the bush to live. We now have men live in bushes, no house. We have even people who have house, their own has collapsed, no single house. Let nobody be deceived with this 2030. Nigeria become cashew. The world is going nuclear. Nigeria is coming to become highest developer in 2030 in cashew. And they want us to be happy. When the world is producing aircraft, Nigeria is the highest world producer of cashew. In 2025, you want me to be happy and have children who want to work in cashew plantation. So I'm saying to them, and if I tell me what I'm reading newspaper headline, and that's what they told us. So all these young get ready. It's time to have job in cashew plantation.
Nigeria is working too hard to make us better. And the investors are eyeing. Why are the investors not eyeing oil and gas? That people have messed up. Let them come and invest in oil and gas. The way there's money. Talking about wheat plantations. Where are they? So the one that already inhabited by herdsmen, are you going to close all the houses and build cashew plantations? What are they talking about? 2000? No, I don't know. So
all right.
maybe I'm not here, but once it's good. Nigeria, congratulations! In 2030, you will have the biggest oil cashew plantation in the world, and our youth will have job. Is it not good?
Well,
you will leave your job here and become a newscaster of cashew program. You can call it cashew production program on Signature TV in 2030. And you know why I'm even worried is that this is all what they tell you and keep us busy talking.
yes.
That
yes.
2030 will be there. God will keep you alive. You will review the newspaper here and tell them, where is the cashew?
All right, and it seems on a good note, we are seeing that Nigeria has met OPEC's quota first time in 5 months, and falls short of 2025 benchmark.
That is good. That is good, because the contract for the crude oil theft was renewed, and that's why we could. And this is meeting OPEC quota. If you meet OPEC quota, that's the question I keep asking. Let NNPCL, let Nigeria oil and gas sector tell us how many liters of crude oil we produced. And we made the quota. How many? Let them quantify it in data. This is number we made. This is number we didn't make before we met the quota. They will only deceive us with these figures. Since Nigeria struck oil, how many liters of crude oil have we produced? How many were stolen? With the one that were not stolen, where was it? What did you do with it? Nigeria is a joke. And this joke, some jokers who know how much to joke better, we sit on top of Nigeria running the comedy, and all of us are smiling. Somebody is not telling the truth. That's mine and say they're not telling you. You gather 240 million Nigerians every day. You tell the lies, and we move on. Like they told us this lie this morning again, that we have met up. What does that mean to our life? If you meet OPEC quota with the oil increase in the price in the market because of some crisis in the Israeli, Iran, and all, they were told that the price of oil goes a bit. They kept mute. Nobody told us that this is how much that came in. But I know within that few weeks of that crisis, oil sold more than they are telling. If oil want to drop, no, it's everywhere. Oil is selling $200, $20. That's it. When they go to $200, they won't tell us. And how many you sold to bring in $200? Quantify it and say, gentlemen, so that it will be good news. You don't just tell me good news on paper, because I still remain here in hardship and hunger. No effect to our lives. If we have met our quota and it's made our foreign reserve and intake to rise, and you tell Nigerians, yesterday we had 1 naira, today we have 2 naira, expect, and in you are just giving us half truths. Meet OPEC quota. So if you don't want to meet OPEC quota, if it does not touch the life of Nigerians, it's total false. And that's figures and political figures and political economic figures, and they'll keep giving all these figures, deceiving us and all.
Yes.
That's
right. Now, another worrisome headline I'm seeing here on the Guardian. TikTok has restricted over 211 million offensive videos and has removed about 3.6 million from Nigeria.
Nigerians will always be first in everything. When you talk about offensive video, Nigeria first. Congratulations, Nigeria. If Nigeria didn't to be lead in the offensive video in TikTok, I would have been surprised. Because what do you call offensive video? People do not know. In Nigeria Broadcast Commission, the National Broadcast Commission, what they call non-broadcastable images and video and languages. But Nigeria, when they see where somebody use knife to chop somebody, everybody will just show it and post. With the post.
So
this is the offensive video. This is the offensive video that they are talking about. So why are we celebrating violence? the psyche of most people are going down every day. Something is happening. Something is happening that is not good. Why are we doing this? So Nigerians do not, of course, you don't live in a Nigeria where their life everybody has gone back to a state of nature. So what people are looking for is that worst thing that can happen. Look at, if you go back on the WhatsApp and see viral video of its issues in Nigeria, the world, in fact, in Nigeria, they need to sanction Nigeria from TikTok and some of the videos. If it's not extreme nudity, it's extreme violence. And things are bloody things that you can't imagine. And this has effect on the psyche of people.
But so, it's so sad that out of all the countries, Nigeria always seems to be the culprit.
It's your country, Uche. And the Gen Zs, when we were small, if there's a dead body here, none of us will pass that route. If they say somebody died in the neighborhood of the village, we can't pass that route for the next 1 week to go to school. But these days, go to the city and say somebody died there. You see young people running there with their phones to go, and so we have lost it somewhere. So, but I say, any time, any group of people, any community, we always develop the kind of life they want. So Nigeria, if this kind of life, everywhere there's negativity, you win the first one. Let the leaders of Nigeria, they are interested in 2027. Nobody has even taken note that their country, by TikTok, one of the biggest social media in the world, is saying your country is producing the highest violated video content.
It's so sad.
So it's sad.
Yes.
God bless Nigeria. If for those, and God bless the world for anybody who desires the blessing.
Thank you, Chris Maduka, for your review this morning. All right, and we'll be coming right up with our conversations for the day as always.
Every second, every minute, every day, news is